Hello everybody, welcome to my studio. I'm doing something new and exciting today. I'm actually going to show you something in my software, but I'm recording myself at the same time. So you know how I love technology and playing with it. Let's see how we get on anyway. You may be aware that I do most of my digitizing with the Wilcom software, which is a commercial embroidery software, but also because I have two epic machines. I'm a Husqvarna fan and I have subscribed to the new mySewNet embroidery, which you see here is open. And what I've done, because I'm going to be releasing the Jacobean sampler quilt blocks this week, I have prepared a little quilt block for you to test out the advanced method that I've talked about in one of my videos. So I'm going to open up the elements that I've created and do a little bit of play around with them and add to them and show you a little bit of what the mySewNet embroidery can do. So here we are, we open up, we're going to open this design here. Now, as you can see, it has a satin border and it also has, if we can highlight it, it has some quilting stitches there. Now, the lovely thing about the mySewNet embroidery is that all the modules are linked, so you can go to another section, do work, and it all changes here in the main embroidery. So what we're going to do is we're going to edit this design first, and what we used to call stitch editor or modify, comes up. Now we're going to eliminate some of these stitches. We don't need that block round there. We don't need the satin block, which I've put at the beginning, but this is not the way I actually do it. It has to go at the end. And we don't need these quilting stitches that go round the design. So we go up here and we delete those. Then we have to click this little button down here, and what we've got left comes in. I'm going to go down to this magnifier and I'm going to magnify in and show you the designs. What we're actually going to do with these elements, we're going to create quilting stitches around them. Now to do this, we have to copy them. And as you can see, it was in the clipboard already because I tested this out previously. Then we delete them. And we come out of Stitch Editor and we delete the stitches from the film strip, which is down the side. Now there are lots of sections to this embroidery software and I'm not going to deal with them all today. I'm still learning as well, but hopefully along the way I'll be able to show you a few things which you'll find useful. Now up here we've got on the ribbon, we've got lots of tabs, and we're going to go to the Create, which is equivalent to Digitizing. And as you can see here, we've got a quilt block wizard. And when we open the quilt block wizard, we have 5 choices. And we are going to go for a filled quilt block, the first one, with inner embroidery. All the other ones are not relevant. We click that, and we've got dimensions of 149 millimeters, which is fine for a 6-inch square hoop. And we click next. Nothing to change there. Now, as you can see, because we copied the elements within my design and put them on the clipboard down here, they appear here. So we don't have to open embroidery because we actually edited certain things out, didn't we? And we paste that onto our little screen here. And it gives us the dimensions, and down here it also gives us the stitch count. And we click next. Now this is the exciting bit, where we actually decide what quilting stitches we're going to surround this with and how close they're going to be to the existing elements. At the moment the margin is 5mm, and I'm going to reduce that. Look what happens at 4, 3, 2, and then when it goes down to 1 it actually separates them. Now I don't want that. That's a little bit close, because if you see it going in here between the elements, and that may create silly little stitches which look untidy. 3 is about right. Let's just look at the 4 again. Obviously the smaller the margin, the larger area we have in here to add quilt stitches. I'm going to go for that one. I'm going to go for the 4. Now down here we select the fill pattern. We have stipple. Now that doesn't show very well here because the gap, we need to take the gap down. Let's take the gap down to 3, and there you see the stipple stitches coming in between them, but that's not what I want. We can have upright stitches, horizontal, and then we can have diagonals going in both directions, and with the options here we can change the angles, and we can change the stitch type and the stitch length, and and the spacing as well. So there's lots to choose there, but that's not what I'm looking for. In here we have a diamond. Now that is very pretty. We have this one here. Now it's like a diamond, but it's different. That's the crosshatch fill. That's the diamond fill. That is just a square fill, and this is the curved crosshatch fill, which does look lovely for certain things. But this, because of the amount of embroidery elements we have in there, I think it's not quite right. Then we have motive, and when we choose motive we get stars to begin with, but we don't have to stick at stars. We can go in here and we've got all sorts of sections. We're in the universal one with general motifs. You could go to candle wicking and choose candle wicking. Now why hasn't it chosen that? Oh, there it goes, far too close, but you get to the idea. Let's open that out. Height to reverse proportional, I would take that to 6, and when you order one, when you alter one, it alters the other. Not quite what we want. I quite like this echo. That is great, and it looks even better when you take the gap down to 3. That's nice. I like that. The contours are great too, and you've got choices there of the type of stitch and the spacing, and we've got shape, and we're back to the stars again. So I wonder which one you like. I quite like the echo. That is quite nice, but I am actually going to just go for the crosshatch fill. Then now am I going to change that? Let's look at the options. At the moment the gap is 5. Let's take it down to 4 and see how that affects it. Too tight. I'm going to take it up to 6. That's better. And finish, and there we have our design. We have all the colours. There are 18 colours, and then we have, I'm going to change that because as you know, I don't use Robson Anton. I'm going to take that to Sulky Rayon, and I'm going to go for one of the good old favourites. I know exactly where they all are here, and I'm going to make it ecru. That's much nicer. Now, that is the design sorted out. Now, if we go back to home, there it is, all ready. Now, I can't take it back to, oh yeah, this is what I was looking for, design player. Take it back to the beginning. There's the little colours all coming in. We've got the purple and the turquoise and the mauve coming in. And if you've studied I'm just going to take that back a little bit. If you've studied my last video, you'll find out that I've been talking about my advanced method of quilting in the hoop, which is the purpose I've actually created this for you. At this point, you should have embroidered this embroidery on fabric with 2 layers of stitch and tear. Then you take the hoop off your machine and you remove the stabilizer underneath, and then you put batting and more stabilizer underneath and complete the quilting stitches. And the only thing that we haven't got here is our satin border. Now, think, she says. Well, we'll cancel that for now, and when we've done that, we need to export it. And I'm going to export it as a VP3, and it's going to be May. It's going to be the quilt block for May. We're just in May, and I'm just going to put new underneath by it and export it. Right, so that is saved. And if I highlight it like that, then I can delete it. Now, watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to open, whoops, I've done it again. Still getting used to how it is. I'm going to open the original one. I'm going to go to Edit Design, and it will take me to the stitch editor. I'm going to go through one by one and find the block, the satin border, copy it, close, and select that and delete it. Then I'm going to try and find, and I've saved it somewhere weird because it's not actually showing up here. Don't you hate it when it does that? So I've got to open it wherever I saved it. There it is. So we have our block there, and all we need to do is paste, and the satin border has gone on it. And here at the side we have 3 sections. Well, I shall have to go and look at this and find out what I'm doing wrong. Let's select all, combine all, as opposed to group. And you can see suddenly the edit design is showing there, so we can go and look at it in Stitch Editor. I've solved the problem. There we are. And here's the live view. I've never quite understood why people would like to look at it sideways and up and whatever, but there you are. It looks marvellous, doesn't it? And we'll get the magnifier, and we're going to come in, and we're going to do the design player. Oh, that's too slow. There we are. There's your design. I hope you found that useful, and I hope you've learned something. I have anyway. This design will be available for you to download in the group forum. Now, if you're not part of the group forum, then I suggest that you go to Graceful Embroidery, my website, click on forum and join us all in this special exclusive place. It's a social media place without adverts, very private, just people who love my type of embroidery. See you there, and if you have any problems, just email me. Hope you've all enjoyed this. Bye for now. Happy embroidering.